They're enjoying the pool, but they don't like that I'm anywhere near them. They're beautiful, but they're kind of clumsy. Can you do it? There you go. You're acting like you're sulking at me. I don't know what I did. Did I interrupt your swimming? Is that why? Look at that attitude. My goodness. So we had a little surprise about 3 days ago, kind of. Shh, Royal. We knew she was due at some point in the next few weeks, but we didn't know she was going to have them this soon. But Ruben came in from evening chores a couple days ago, I think today's day 3, and said that he heard meowing, and so came out to investigate. And Widow has had kittens. She's had 4 little babies. They're super duper cute. We've had a little bit of drama with her moving them, mostly because she moves them to the craziest places. She'll move like one of them in front of the back door, and she'll put one of them in a box, and then she'll put 2 of them in a bucket. It's been a little crazy, but we're hoping we have that settled now. She hasn't moved them at all today, so I'm hoping that it's all okay now. Aren't they sweet little babies? So there's 2 black and white ones. There's one that looks like it's going to be a tabby, and there's one solid black one. They're adorable. They're so tiny. This one's the little tabby. Super cute little babies. She really likes to have them in this box though. This is kind of where she originally had them, but the way that she had them in top of a box that was full of other stacked boxes, and they could have very, very easily slid off over down to the bottom of the box where she couldn't get at them, and that's why we initially had to move them. But we've set it up now, so she's pretty happy. But yeah, they're just teeny tiny little babies right now. It's gonna be really fun as they get bigger and we get to play with them a little bit more. The tomatoes are looking really good. I was kind of worried that we'd left them in cups for so long that they wouldn't be okay, but they're seeming to be growing really nicely and looking really good. No flowers yet, but that's okay. We actually have planted quite a long stem in there, so it'll all root out and give them really good support. So they were bigger than this, but already just since we've gotten them in, they've gotten bigger and taller. And these are squash. They're like a smaller squash. I planted a whole row of them and only these 2 came up. I don't really know why. They should have all been fine. There is something coming up down here that might be one of them. Out of line a little bit, so we'll see. So I'm going to give them till this weekend, and if the rest of them don't come up over here, then I'm going to have to replant them. I also put squash in right along here, and none of it has come up yet. Again, I'm not really sure why. All the seeds should have been fine, and one of the beds had 2 kinds of squash and one had one, so I don't know why they are not up. But the tomatoes over here are looking okay, other than I really need to get a better support over here. You can see it's quite twisted from being in its cup. It kind of grew funky, and then this one was a little bit the same way, but we got most of that down in the ground. And this one is a little bit, but it's not as bad. And then this is Thatcher's parsnips. They were looking a little wilty, still are a little bit, but I think it's way too early for them to come out yet. I think we're supposed to wait till frost happens. I've got to look on the seed packet again or do some Googling. You can see there's some little eggs of something right there. That's not good. We're just gonna get rid of those. Get rid of those. So this is our little garden at the moment. I haven't gotten anything in this one because we still have too much roof and everything over here. It doesn't get great sun, and I need to come weed it, but I'm thinking this might be a really good spot to plant some of our fall stuff. Like put some greens in here, and you know, in a month or so as it starts to cool, and then maybe I can try to do some kind of like a plastic topper on it, kind of like a cold frame. That might be cool. What do you guys think? Think that'll work? Got some ducks out here trying to mess around in the big pool. They can't really reach. There are steps over here, and there's rocks and things in this side of the pool for them to step up on because they really can't half get in on their own. I mean, runner ducks are kind of small ducks in general, and this is a pretty big pool. It really is more for the geese, but they love water. They just can't stay away from it. They've got to come mess with it. Do you see that one has a goose feather stuck on its beak? What are you doing, you silly thing? How are you gonna get that off? And where's Coco? Coco's usually hanging out with them. Oh, there's Coco. There's Coco. Hi, sweetie. She's our digger. She likes to dig in everything. Hey, honey. You guys are so cute. I love watching our ducks. I love watching our chickens too, but I think actually I enjoy watching the ducks a little bit more. I'm not sure exactly why, but I do. Hi, honey. So this is our mama cat, Miss Widow, and she's quite small. She's a small cat, and I'm kind of bummed out that she didn't have any calico or tortoise babies because her mom is a calico and she's a tortoise, and I was really hoping for one. No, that's right, but she's a very small cat. But you're being a good mama, huh? First time mama. These little cuties have taken to following us around the yard. See them walking backwards. Aren't they cute? They're our little Turkin babies. Hi, honeys. That one of our Silkies has adopted another Chase Impala. They're so cute, and they still have that little whistly sound that the babies make. They're sweet girls. They really are so sweet. I mean, I know a lot of people think that Turkins are kind of ugly, but they have the sweetest personalities. They're actually super, super docile, inquisitive, friendly little chickens. We've allowed the younger ducks to be out pretty much all day, and they've gone around the yard a little bit, but it was a really gross hot day today, and so they've primarily hung out over here by this pool. Hey, cuties! I love looking out and seeing all these sweet little ducks hanging out in the yard and hearing the little noises and watching them swim. It is so awesome, very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. Unless you don't like noise. If you don't like noise, then ducks may not be for you. Hi, babies. You need a top off. You need more water in there. I just don't want to interrupt you by putting more water in there. So I'm going to be putting some beans in along here because now's a good time to get in beans where I live, and I'm hoping we'll still get a good crop because I didn't get them in earlier in the year because of my awesome allergy. So I'm going to be putting in Mississippi purple peas, and technically they're a pea, they're not a bean, but we're going to dry them and store them and use them like we use beans. They're really pretty. I don't think I can get them out one-handed, but we'll see if I can show you. See, they look pretty. So yeah, I'm going to get some of those in this week. And then over where I just showed you, we have the tomatoes in the raised beds. I'm going to go put a couple of these in between a few of the tomato plants a little bit towards the front. It'll maybe crowd things a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I want this to help with pests. I thought about doing some nasturtium, but I think these will come up quicker, and the nasturtium would take up more room with the climbing and whatnot. So I'm going to get some of these, and probably before I go inside I'll go pop some in. So I'm hoping they'll come up quick because it says they should sprout in 7 to 10 or 5 to 10 days. So fingers crossed this works and we get some marigolds still. See, I walked across the yard and the little babies all followed me. I'm so worried I'm going to step on one of them because they're still so small, but they're so sweet. And Lucy. Lucy always follows me around the yard too. The baby dinosaurs followed me into the duck enclosure. That's what I call them, is the baby dinosaurs. I don't know why they make me think of a dinosaur. And if any of you are curious how Lucky is doing, there's Lucky right there. Lucky is doing awesome. Lucky really likes to come in here and hang out in the duck pen when they're out of it. And these two little babies, these are our ducklings that we saved from the mama duck who was not taking care of them, kept kicking them out of their nest. We moved them in here into the duck pen so that they can start getting used to the rest of the ducks, the older ducks, and then when they're big enough here in a few more weeks, we'll go ahead and we'll fully integrate them. Looks like they need their pan refilled. We came out this afternoon and refilled it, but as I said, guys, today is so hot. I'm sure they've been in the water a lot to try to cool off. Yeah, hi. How are you? You're wondering about those chickens? Yeah? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. But they're doing awesome. They're really sweet. One is definitely slightly bigger than the other, and I'm not sure why. They hatched out the same day, but one is just a little bit bigger than the other. Now the chickens are trying it out, guys. That sounds awful. What are you girls doing? You just wanted to get up there and thought that was easier? Never a dull moment. At least one animal is always doing something kind of crazy at any given point in the day. How's that working out for you? You just gonna go all the way up? No? What are you gonna do? There you go. They're so cute, guys. The other day I let them out and they were all kind of chasing their Silky Mama hen, and they all kind of like started to like flutter across the grass to get to her faster. Made me think of butterflies. It was so cute, but I didn't have the camera out here to catch it for you. I am sure having all of these animals hanging out in your backyard would really bother some people, but this is exactly what I wanted with my life. I've always loved animals, and so just being able to look out my backyard and have them all over and watch them and interact with them and take care of them is pretty much my dream.